Okay. So we're approaching my area. It's a little high now to be going long. So hopefully it doesn't reverse before it gets to my area, but this red zone is where I'm looking for a temporary reversal. One more push and I might start averaging in. Naked point of control, Roman. Higher time frame, fade value, or extreme is the setup. We already went over it a couple times. Oh. It's a wide zone. It's almost 20 points. All right, I started with 1. Generally, I don't, this is not a in and out type of trade. I want to average in into this zone here. So I'm not starting with full size. If we get up to 70, I'll take another one. I have one at 54 3/4. I don't know. It's a higher package. So this is going to be a patient trade. This might take a while to pan out. I'm short 1 at 54 3/4. Nice, Nigel. It's been a good trading day so far. Just following the system, guys. Price discovery longs until we got to a really good inflection level. Now we're short. But with, it's got to be small size. This is a fairly wide zone, right? So this thing could continue to grind before it pulls back. So you got to be comfortable sitting in a trade that might go red for a little bit if you're going to take this trade. The key is to not be squeezed out by being too leveraged too much too early. We're already running into a little bit of resistance here. Let's see if it goes higher or whether this is it's building a little distribution here. We do have a low volume node here at 47, right? So we want to trade below 47. That'll give us a little confirmation that we might get some more downside. And then maybe we go down to 20s, mid 20s. Yeah, Quan, my zone's up to there, unfortunately. I have reason to believe it hangs out here. I have reason to believe it could go as high as 888. So when you have a big zone like this, you got to start small. You can grab some here in the middle, some here at the other end, and then you still need room to go red a little bit. We might get a bit of a capitulation move. I don't know. We'll see. Still just have one at 54.
The S&P 500 now at 0.55%, Nasdaq up 7%, Dow up 0.5%.
Yeah, adding one at 165 at 865 might have been a good idea, but I didn't. I wanted to keep my leverage low just in case. Here we go. So we're going to run into a little problem here at 43. If you can scale out a little bit here, it's a good scale out spot for partial. But if you only have one, keep holding. There we go. Oh, 2 MNQ. Yeah, that's different. It is a composite LVN. Yeah, it's also an intraday LVN somewhat. I'm up about $300 here. Would like to see a little more continuation down to the 20s. 38. There we go. Recover here. Right down to the 20s. All right. Nice trade. If you want to go for return to value area high here at mid 10s or even all the way back down to upper band at 800, you can give it a try. Just trading with some clarity today, we waited for a key level to short off of. Worked nice. I about bottom ticked that cover. Can anybody guess why I covered down here in the 20s? What do I see on this chart here that would make me want to there you go. Yeah, good job, guys. All right, I'll be right back.
Gold rises 1%, silver 3%.
Okay. Really happy with that trade. The only thing I could have done differently is maybe added one more up here. That would have been nice. I was waiting for 70 and we didn't quite get there. We got up to 68.5 or whatever. I was really close to adding a second one. That would have turned that into a much bigger winner. I got 400 bucks out of it, but it could have been a banger, close to $900 trade. All right, Bill C. Thanks for joining us. I put it on my chart, Anthony. Comes off the higher time frame. It was a naked point of control. This right here. That created our short zone. Doesn't mean it can't go higher, just expecting a temporary reversal. I'm never looking for a big reversal contrary to the current trending conditions. Not my style. It's something you could certainly catch using a higher time frame though. If you have that type of mentality of going for those type of large moves, but you always have to go for those type of large moves. If you're taking higher time frame levels. I've been loving trading on my new DOM screen. Andy, Chuck, why don't you tell me to do this earlier? The irony is it was my idea. And these guys beat me to it. I could see so many price levels. I could see a good 30 points, 120 ticks without having to scroll on NQ, on Project X, on top one. If I zoom out, I got to make it a little smaller. Yep. It is the monitor I was using for Bookmap. I came to the same conclusion with Bookmap the last time I used it. I don't know why I thought things would be different. That's why I kept emphasizing, guys. Just playing around, just wanted to see if anything's different. Don't go run out and buy it. Bye. Conclusion is it doesn't help, Auger. It really doesn't. It's more information. It's just muddies my decision making. It's just I need less is more, right? I have the system. I have plenty of levels. Trade it accordingly. Yep. Not necessary. It's so cool. I wish it was like useful because I love the way it looks and I think it's really cool how it detects icebergs, stop runs, and has all these cool little widgets that make noise when the market does things. I was like, this is really cool. It is certainly a very cool software for what it does, but it doesn't help me trade. It doesn't give me anything I can't already see with my own eyes. I don't even need level 2 data. I just need the volume profile. I do like the Madonna here. Now we are in a very uptrend market, but I think as we continue to build a distribution here, there's definitely some big sellers on ES up there. Another RTH PDC. Anybody grab that one? Nice one. Good job, Andy. PDC long boss. How about PDC long wizard? PDC wizard. Price discovery wizard. So in trending conditions, the RTH really becomes helpful. If we do get a VWAP bounce, the likelihood it will be off the RTH is greater than it will be off the Globex. This Globex upper band is starting to line up with this LVN, both from the composite and the intraday profile, the RTH profile. So this is an interesting level. If we get down to the low 800s again, 810. Ooh, I love it. You should have AI create you a cool avatar too. Yeah, small is right. I know, that's what gave me the idea. I can't really see it though. It's very small. Need something a little bigger. Yeah, you should have them like have a candlestick as a wand. Should make a t-shirt too. So we have a distribution here. Very little business was done in the 60s. Wonder how much, if we're going to break this IB or whether we're going to continue to. We have a point of control here. I don't know. It looks very toppy, doesn't it? Grabbed a little short here. Already took profits from some of it. I'm at 56. So I'm at 10 points right here. There it goes. Yeah, Adiron, it's all you're going to see is buying and selling. You can already see that with the price action. Price is going up because people are buying it. Price is going down because people are selling it. There's no news there. I did, Staffa. In fact, I found it too sensitive. every time like price moved, it went crazy. I tried to desensitize it. It wasn't as good as Tick Strike. And keep in mind, I've been listening to Tick Strike for years. I am so in tuned with Tick Strike, it's not even funny. I'm just so used to listening to it. I know all the patterns. I know all the nuances. I gain a lot of insight because I've been listening to Tick Strike for literally every day for years. I have Yuri. Yep. Yeah, Adiron, because like most of our sense, the only sense we really use in trading is our eyes. Right? We have 5 senses. So if we can incorporate one more sense into our trading, I think that's a good thing. You're probably not going to involve your smell, right? Touch, probably not. Maybe some haptics. The keyboard starts shaking when the buyers pick up. I don't know. But the ear is is definitely. Maybe I should come out with a haptics trader tool. It's literally something that makes your how fucking cool. That actually could be really cool. Did I just come up with something? I'm kind of really mulling this over now. Some type of haptic order flow tool that lets you know through feeling, through touch. Yeah, maybe. I'll keep thinking it over. Sounds expensive. Sounds expensive to come up with like a prototype. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm sure there's something like that that exists already that just needs to be programmed. Yeah, I mean, maybe like some type of pad you rest your hands on the keyboard. Maybe it's a bracelet, Bluetooth bracelet you put on your arm, or both arms. That looks cool as well. Well, this is like, maybe this is like one of those products, Bruce, where like I introduce it as something innocent and then we update the software virtually to start shocking people and they didn't even know that they were buying into like an actual control device. So wired thing or larger device. All right. It would just suck up the battery. How about a hat? No, that would be wireless too, wouldn't it? I mean, people are already wired to their headsets. We got some fading delta here, guys. All right, so this is an interesting level right here. We got an LVN and we have a upper band. We have low volume down at 18 or so. So I'll take a long at 22. There we go. Beauty. So I closed it. Do I want to get in again lower? I might. See what happens down here at 18. And again at 18 and a half. Yes. Come on. How to break even. I want to see some strength come in. Nice, Daniel. Have a nice weekend. Top one does. All right, I'm going to wait now. It's going to be a return to value back down to RTH. Right now I do, Michael. Yeah. Only because it's been really relevant. Nice. Pretty close to a VWAP bounce on the RTH there. Grabbed a little piece of that momentum. Hey, nice, Josh. Great work. Excellent trade. It's 20 points right there, 80 ticks. Only depends on the market conditions, Michael. It changes. So in trending days, RTH tends to be very valuable. On balance days, Globex tends to be better. So we always adapt to the market conditions. All right, we haven't done a trader check-in yet this morning. How's everybody trading? Green, red, following the plan? Okay. Green, green, green. Locked out. Nice. Devin, near perfect day. Love it. All right. For the most part, we've taken all longs. I took 2 shorts on stream. Here. Here. We've been nailing it, guys. The VWAP Wave System has been showing us the way. I mean, great setups. If you're just patient, waiting for the setups, you got to be patient. It's the whole point of having the system. You can see the setups coming a mile away. You guys know where the levels are. And when we come to the level, you take the trade. Yeah, just make sure you check it against the video settings. But which VWAP? Oh, if you're using MNQ, it's not going to work. Yeah, or I'm on NQ. We always look at the levels on NQ. Nope, D-Letner, you usually don't even have to wait to the end of the day. They'll usually do it shortly thereafter. Maybe within the hour. You'll see the combine removed, and then you'll get to activate, unless you have the higher paid no activation fee, but you got to sign the contract. You'll see that in your dashboard. Let's see a screenshot. Are you on the same time frame as me? It shouldn't matter by much, but how much is it off? Are we talking like 2 ticks? Or are we talking about like 10 points? There'll be some slight variance on time frame by a couple ticks, just by the way TradingView aggregates data. Usually when you guys have questions, guys, it really helps to see a screenshot of what you're talking about. Otherwise, we really can't help you. Always give screenshots. Nice.
Just see some movement to the downside.
All right, we have a little bit of a bigger fade coming now. Now we're at the high that we created at the open, which is also IB mid, interestingly enough. Maybe we get one little more push down here. And we look for the long down here, maybe. I don't know, right here. This is the Globex VWAP Bounce. Long at 61.5.
Let me choose comments from USA.
Room to add. Looking to get into the 70s would be nice. There we go. Almost. There it is. Ba-boom. Oh, man. A lot of winning today. All right, I'll be right back. This is probably the cleanest price action we've had all week. It's been reacting to our levels like clockwork. There's the actual touch. Yeah, we're approaching the 11 o'clock hour. Probably not much left for me to do today, but we'll stick around. I'll watch for another 30 minutes at this point. Got some buying, maybe? No. False alarm. Maybe? No. Yeah, it could be a back test. We are at value area low down here. There's a divergence. We have an exhaustion candle. So we might get some buying from here. This cat insists on walking back and forth across my keyboard. This cat is winning 100%. This cat takes 0 losses. Yeah, we passed on the Christmas tree this year, Logger. With new kittens, it just seemed like it was going to be a disaster. They get into everything. So we usually get a fresh, beautiful Christmas tree every year. This is probably the first year we've decided to forego. Maybe next year when they're less kitten-like. Not a big crypto person. I guess I'm too old school. I don't know. You know, I think there'd be a little short squeeze here sooner or later. We're battling with this VWAP. My cat actually invented the algo. We hooked his brain up to a computer, and his thoughts produce the algorithm that controls the market. And we were able to interpret it. Yep, that's exactly why. Auction meow theory. Imagine. I was wondering why my tick strike was not making any noise. The cat turned the volume off on my computer. Like, why isn't that tick strike? It's moving. It's not making any noise. Yeah, probably. Luckily, I'm locked out at this point, so there's no more. If I were trading my cash account, I probably wouldn't be so comfortable with letting them walk all over my computer. So I pretty much traded the DOM with my Stream Deck today. Andy, you using Stream Deck with the DOM or using your mouse? Yeah, mouse has its benefits. I feel more in tune with the price when I get in, you know, if I'm going long, getting in on the bid, join bid, cancel orders if it doesn't fill, get a better price. I tend to really get in a good flow. Yeah, we're at point we have a new point of control down here. Actually at 65. Shorts probably are still good here. Yep, just grabbed. That's nice. Yeah, this one's nice. It's kind of like a controller. I can hold it in my hands and then you just use my thumbs. Or if I'm using the mouse, I can use just the left side of it because I have buttons on both sides. Kind of designed an ergonomic version of it. It's weird that it never happened to you before, Rotor. Have you updated your software? There's a little usually at the top. There's a place to update Discord. I never actually used the Power Glove, AJ. I mean, I always saw it. I never actually used it. I was, you know, an OG Nintendo player, but you know, I had the robot. How stupid was that thing? It dropped a spinning thing, literally just to press the A button or the B button. You too, JP. Thanks for joining us. Oh, that's really weird that you're using the browser version and it's happening. That's really, really weird. Maybe they're throttling your connection. Well, I certainly couldn't afford it because I think I was, I don't know, 8 years old when it came out. So I definitely wasn't affording it. I was lucky I had a Nintendo. I was like, my parents were like the last person to get me anything like that was new. All my friends always had everything before I did. I would always get to experience that at a friend's house, and then like a year later, I would get it for Christmas or whatever. I thought the Duck Hunt gun came with the Nintendo. I do both, AJ. I've never used the desktop version of Ninja Trader, but I do use the desktop and the browser version of Trader 8. They seem perfectly interchangeable. I don't notice any difference. All right, we are below the exhaustion candle VWAP, right? So sellers have regained control, but it's also kind of flat, right? So we have a bit of a balance area here. So watch out looking for continuation when we've proven that we're in a balance area. We want to see price moving again out of here. Now, it sure looks like down, but that could be deceiving and could be a trap. We are still in a balance area here. We're chopping around the point of control on NQ. It's like PDC now short on this Exhaustion candle VWAP. We're below RTH, but I'm worried about a trap down here below 720. That looks like a little trap wick, doesn't it? But we're just kind of bleeding out still. Well, Bitcoin back below 90K. Russell down spot quarter. Yeah, I see that. Otter Boss, it's a process, man, of good days and bad days, good weeks and bad weeks. It takes a long time. It's just not going to be good all the time. It's just not the way it works. It's not a, it's not a regular job where you just get paid to show up and work hard. You get paid to journal. And if you're not journaling every single trade you take and reviewing at the end of your session, you're not doing all the work. That's some real talk. You're just showing up, pressing buttons. I'm not saying you in particular. I'm saying anybody. If the shoe fits, wear it. But if you're just showing up, trading, good day, bad day, then you shut it down, you don't do anything trading related after that, you're not doing the work. The work is in the review and fixing what's working, what's not working. In-depth review. Everybody in the inner circle spends a ton of time reviewing. Here are all my journals for my inner circle peoples, right? And they're working hard on journaling everything, right? Producing charts, reviewing every trade in detail, every single trade they take needs to be documented. For real, for real. Hide your kids, hide your wife. People not journaling up in here. All right, we're coming down to weekly upper band and Globex lower band. Right now, we know we've slowly just been breaking all these levels, but this is another good one. That's why I'm just grabbing the scalps. Here we go. Got to be patient. You got to wait for the good setups. Not in a way that's going to be useful, Anthony. What we want to see is where you entered, where your take profit was, where your risk is, right? That tells us the full picture of your trade, right? Just seeing your executions isn't enough, right? How are you managing the trade? Where was your risk level? Where were you taking profits? How long are you holding the trade, right? When you use the long short tool, right, you can see how long you actually held the trade, right? So I got long here at VWAP. I was holding all the way up to my profit target was upper band. My risk was going to be down here, right? And I could see how the trade went, how long you were red, how long you were green, where you got stopped out. I could see everything just from this simple tool. Anybody you share your trades with at just one glance can tell what you did. Well, not what you did. We can know more about the execution, where you got executed, long, short, how long you were in the trade, all of that just by looking at it. Yeah, well, a trading view is not going to know where your stop. I mean, I guess it could if you don't move it. This is just the long short tool. There's long position, short position in the drawing tools. So generally, I took the trade here. I was holding to here. My stop loss was here. You move it to when it's closed, and then you're going to want to do a call out, right? Set up name. If you can't name it, guess what? And don't come up with mean reversion, long fair value gap. Don't give me that, right? We all know the setup names, right? We have 4 core setups and we have 4 advanced setups. If it doesn't fit into one of those 8 setups, it's not a trade. That's right, Logger. So if you can't name it according to one of our setups of the system, you shouldn't be taking the trade. All right, grade A+, B. All right, reason. Right, LVN and lower band, confluence, right, emotional, right, calm. Full moon Trump tweet long. That's awesome. Mistakes, execution, all that stuff. It's not a setup. It is a type of trade, but it's not a setup. Certainly a type of trade. This looks like this could have been the support. Weekly upper band. This is an A+ setup, though, by the way. I'm sitting here talking away, and we had an A+ setup that we just touched. What makes this an A+ setup? Actually, we got 4 levels stacked right here. We have a composite LVN, we have the IB low, we have the weekly upper band, and the Globex lower band. And value area low on the profile. 5 levels, 2 of which are higher time frame. I'm sorry I didn't announce that earlier because that was perfect. That could have been the low. No, it's all right. I take full responsibility for how I run the stream. Nobody can distract me that much. I'm on look back of 4 sessions, TBJ. So essentially I just wanted today 1, 2, 3, 4, pretty much just this. I just wanted this. Sometimes what helps with that LJ, TBJ is scaling in, right? Start anticipate the trade, start getting in with some one at a time and build a position. It depends on where we open Monday. Yeah, so it could be a 5 look back if we're still in this range. Yeah. No, the composite doesn't really matter what day it is. The only thing that matters is the weekly VWAP and the monthly VWAP and all that kind of stuff. Actually, really just weekly VWAP. Yeah, if you haven't seen this video yet, TBJ, let me share this with you. This is on your watch list. All right, I'll be right back, and we're gonna do a little wrap up. Okay, guys. If you're going to keep trading, I encourage you guys to head on over to the voice channels. Right, NQ Trading, GCES. Great place to continue learning, monitoring the market, watching setups together. Great place to learn. Chuck was in there like all day yesterday, calling out trades, helping people, answering questions. So great place to continue trading. Or even if you're in a simulator or if you're done trading for the day, and you just want to continue your screen time and exposure to the markets, this is a great place to do it, guys. So I encourage you to use that feature here in with your premium membership. We'll be back Monday. We have Q&A on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so come join us for that. And we will be live Monday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the premium Discord. That's the low latency, no lag stream. And 10 a.m. on YouTube with the delayed feed. If you're going to keep on trading today, guys, manage your risk, stay sharp, do your journaling this weekend, take a look at your trading this week, see where you can sharpen up, strengthen, what emotions and behaviors do we need to mitigate, and we'll be back at it Monday. So if you are going to keep on trading, manage your risk, stay sharp, and I'll see you guys on Sunday for Q&A. Yep, there's going to be a orientation with Mustafa for newer members at 12 p.m. on Saturday in the premium Discord. Come join us for that. All right, guys, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see everybody on either Sunday